Okay, now we're on question 4 of the ACT English test. Let's begin by figuring out what it's asking for. At this point, the writer is considering adding the following true statement. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to recognize is the type of question that this is. So before we read the rest of it, let's just take a moment and talk about this type of a question. Now there's two forms. One is the writer is considering adding the following true statement. In other cases, it'll say the writer is considering deleting the following statement. And whatever we deleted would have been in the passage already. But in this case, this is new information that we want to add to the passage. So how do we assess whether we should add something, or when we have questions that ask us to delete something? There's going to be two questions that we want to ask, and they're going to be opposites of one another in each case. So the first one is it new? Is the information new, or has it been presented before? And the second one, is it relevant? Okay, so it has to be new and relevant in order for us to add it. Now, what if we're going to delete it? Well, instead of new, it could be redundant, right? Redundant. That would be the opposite of new. So if it's going to be redundant, or instead of relevant, I'm just going to say off topic. And notice I'm going to use the word or here. So if I'm going to add it, it must be new and relevant. If it's relevant but not new, I can't add it. Or if it's new but not relevant, again, I can't add it. To delete, I have a little bit more flexibility. I can delete it if it's redundant or if it's off topic. It could be both, but even if it's one, I can delete it. And you can see they're opposites of one another. So I just wanted you to be aware that it's the same type of question, just asked in a different way. So if I'm going to assess if this phrase or this sentence is something I should add, I should really only ask two questions. Well, is this new information, and is it relevant? So now the next part of this question is to go back into this paragraph, because that's what I'm going to be responsible for understanding, and to see if this makes sense at the end of the paragraph. So Cynthia Moss has been studying elephants since 1972, when she started a project in Kenya. An author, lecturer, filmmaker, and fierce advocate for elephants, which face a daunting array of threats to their survival, from droughts to human encroachment, Moss is widely considered an expert on the social behavior of these creatures. Humans are among the threats to the animal's survival. Alright, so I want you to figure this out for yourselves. Is this new information, or has it been presented before? No, it's not new. They have human encroachment right here. And here it says humans are among the threats to the animal's survival. Well, it already mentioned humans up here. And because it already mentioned it, it's not new. And because it's not new, I can't add it. So I have to get rid of it. Which means I'm left with my option choices for no. No, because the essay is focused on elephants, right? And that would be correct if this was a question of relevance. But we know it's on topic because it said the animal's survival. The meaning the animals that we were talking about previously, which were elephants. So this is incorrect because I can't add it, not because of this reason though. So let's go to the next one. No, because the information is already provided in the paragraph. That's correct. The information was already provided. It was not new. So the answer choice has to be J. Okay, so remember, the first thing that we want to do is recognize this type of question. It's a add delete type of question. If we add it, there's 2 points that we need to make. It has to be new and it has to be relevant. If we were going to delete it and this was a flipped type of question, we would ask, is it redundant or is it off topic? Both of these mean the same thing, but if you're not familiar, I would write this down and memorize it for the future. Next, what we would need to do is read the paragraph that this sentence belongs to, and that gives us some context. Hopefully you would have read the paragraph by the time this sentence came up. If you did not, then you want to get in the habit of reading for understanding as you go, and that'll save you a lot of time. What you should recognize is at this point, it's not new information because they've mentioned humans before. So therefore we can't add it, and that gets rid of F and G. Then we need to look at the reasons why we would delete it. H is incorrect because it says that it's off topic, but we know it's on topic. So J has to be the correct answer because it's the only one that says no, and because the information was not new.